Our journey begins. It's day 8, June 8th, 2024, and today is a script-free, honest check-in on what are my goals. And what are my goals? How is it really possible to even know what one's goals are and what they really should be? It's always a hard thing to kind of figure out, okay, like what am I actually trying to do in life? Is that the right thing to do in life, or am I just kind of trying to do what I think I should be doing? I mean, those probably are close to the same thing, but it's always really hard. But I'll just start by saying my goal is to try to be a selfless individual to try to make the world a better place. And I realize that's kind of generic and almost seems like weird and like why would you do that? Why aren't you trying to like make a big company and own the world and all of this other stuff? And I'm just not sure that any of that other stuff really matters. The only thing I can think of now is that basically there are people that are suffering. And I think for at least as long as I'm alive, there will be people that are suffering. And so this purpose will not run out. But essentially, as long as someone is suffering somewhere in the world, that's a cause for me to do something about that and to help change their lives. And it gets tricky because sometimes that suffering is produced by themselves, like they are the ones that are having the bad thoughts that are putting themselves in negative spirals. But a lot of times, if someone's having a bad thought, like maybe that's because of the situation they're in. And so I could do something to change that situation. But I just feel like there's something that I can do that can make a difference. And this is just designed to be an online way for me to express my desires to do that and try to build a community of people that actually want to do that. And I'm definitely a perfectionist, so I want every video to be this ultimate video, but that's why all of these beginning ones are named Our Journey Begins, because I want them to be something where someone can go back many years in the future once our journey has accomplished a lot and see how it began. Because like I said in the first video, it doesn't seem to matter to me how big the start of one's journey is. That is a predictor of how big the end of the journey could be. Someone can go back and say, oh wow, yeah, he was pretty naive. He was just trying to do something. And that's really all that it seems to take, is the desire to actually do something and backing that up with actions, daily actions. And so that's why today, when I was like, I'm not sure what I want to do for today's video, I was like, I'll just do an honest video about what I'm trying to do in this whole thing. And in general, I feel like it's going well. I feel like I can keep at it. I feel like in general, if anyone were to watch this, my employers, my family, anyone in the world, they would be happy with me. They wouldn't be, and not that I'm going with people trying to be happy with me, but like I would be happy that they saw it, because they saw that I'm someone who's actually trying to make the world a better place. And it could be that I'm just so bad at it that it's like cringeworthy, which is definitely a possibility at this point, but I feel like I'm at least trying, and that a little bit cringeworthy isn't justification for like completely saying, oh, he's just a dreamer. I feel like because I'm doing actions that's better. But I did come across this realization this week, in that I have been building up these thoughts in my mind of how great this whole journey can be. Like, I try to always be an optimist and not limit my beliefs and set these huge goals. And then when you start actually creating stuff and you're like, man, I imagined me being able to create something so masterful, so beautiful, but then when it comes out, it's like this almost guy who's on the internet trying to do things just to get attention, and you're like, well, that's not what I wanted. I just wanted to make a positive difference and talk about cool stuff and be a little bit unique. But first of all, it's a little hard to be unique because there are so many creators and so many people creating content, but I do think it's still worth trying. I was thinking about this, and are humans designed so that there's some set of humans that only consume and some set of humans who only create? And I was thinking, like, probably not. Like, all humans are probably designed to be creators, to be themselves and to create. And maybe in the future, you hardly have any like followers, as they say, or you build a small community because it seems like human communities could be meant to be smaller. And maybe that's completely fine. And even if that's the case, then everyone could be a creator and everyone could be a consumer. And it would be these smaller communities. Maybe you'd still have the bigger communities, sure. But I don't think there's a limit. Like, just because there are a lot of people talking about things on the internet, are they all talking about things that matter? And that's the other thing, is like, are most people on the internet creating content actually trying to make the world a better place? Or are they just trying to be cool, get famous, or find something else to do besides a 9-to-5 job? And I think for a lot of people probably are not, that's not their main goals, to make the world a better place. It's kind of like this unsaid thing of like, oh, I'm trying to make this cool content to make the world a better place. But like, I don't think deep down that's the true reason they're doing it. And by me saying that's the true reason I'm trying to do it, like, that's my actual goal, yeah, it's almost cringy. It's like, well, yeah, but everyone wants to do that. It's like, you have to be specific. Like, what are you actually going to do? And I think in today's day and age, someone has to step up and say, that is actually what we want to do, is do everything within our power. And there are lots of things that I want to do. And I did always want this beginning of our journey to be more of a journal, to be me sharing my thoughts and kind of the journey that we're going on and trying to build a group of people that are actually wanting to make a change. So I really appreciate any time that you watch this. Maybe it's 50 years from now, maybe the internet still exists, and 1,000 years from now, someone looks back and say, that's how that guy got started. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be there, but I'm saying, like, if you're watching this 1,000 years from now, like, at least I'm still going, and I'm not just like, oh, I'm not getting enough traction on the internet to keep going. Like, that's the great thing about it being on the internet, is that unless you take it down, unless the world ends, like, it's probably going to be there for a long time. And even if it doesn't make a difference now, it could make a difference at some point, and at least you were trying. And so those are my main goals, is just to try to make a difference and to maybe not be as cringy about it going forward, to just try to steadily improve every day, to just become the best version of myself, someone capable of being in front of the camera and just someone just totally enjoy watching. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully it's not just cringy forever, but we'll see. All right, thank you so much.